You are not here by accident. You are not some random collection of cells that happen to come together in a meaningless universe. There is something within you right now, at this very moment, that is indestructible. Something that cannot be broken, no matter what circumstances you find yourself in. And I want to talk to you today about this truth, this power that exists within you. Because once you understand it, once you really grasp what I'm about to share with you, your entire life will shift in ways you cannot even comprehend right now. You see, most people walk through life believing that they are fragile. They believe that if enough bad things happen to them, if enough people reject them, if enough doors close in their faces, they will eventually break. They will shatter into a million pieces and never recover. But this is not the truth. This is a lie that we've been taught. A lie that keeps us small, keeps us afraid, keeps us from stepping into the magnificent beings that we truly are. There is an infinite intelligence that flows through everything in this universe. Some call it God, some call it Source, some call it the universe, some call it higher power. The name doesn't matter. What matters is that this intelligence is real and it is within you right now. It's not somewhere out there in the sky, watching you from a distance. It's in every cell of your body. It's in every breath you take. It's in every thought you think. And this intelligence, this divine presence, will not let you break. It cannot let you break, because you are made of the same substance as it is. Think about this for a moment. When you look at nature, when you really observe it, what do you see? You see resilience. You see strength. You see an unstoppable force that continues to grow, continues to create, continues to express itself no matter what obstacles it faces. A tree doesn't stop growing because a storm comes. It bends, it sways, it adapts, but it doesn't break at its core. A flower doesn't refuse to bloom because the conditions aren't perfect. It finds a way. It pushes through concrete if it has to. This is the same force that lives within you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be saying, but you don't understand what I've been through. You don't know the pain I've experienced, the losses I've suffered, the betrayals I've endured. And you're right. I don't know your specific story. But I do know this. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still capable of reading these words, of processing these ideas, of feeling something within you respond to this truth. That alone is proof that you haven't broken. You've bent, yes. You've been wounded, absolutely. You've been knocked down, without a doubt. But you have not broken. And here's what's even more powerful. Those very experiences that you think have damaged you, those moments when you felt like you couldn't go on, when you felt like giving up, when you felt like the pain was too much to bear, those were the moments when this divine intelligence within you was working the hardest to keep you whole. It was holding you together when you thought you were falling apart. It was breathing for you when you forgot how to breathe. It was beating your heart when you didn't even want it to beat anymore. You have never been alone in your struggles. Never. Not for one single moment. This presence within you, this unbreakable essence of who you are, has been with you through every dark night, every moment of despair, every instant when you thought you couldn't take one more step. And it will continue to be with you because it is you. It is your true nature. It is what you really are beneath all the stories you tell yourself about being broken or damaged or not good enough. Let me tell you something about your past. Your past does not define you unless you allow it to. Every single thing that has happened to you up until this moment has been preparing you for something greater. I'm not saying that the pain wasn't real. I'm not saying that the suffering didn't matter. What I'm saying is that you have the power right now to decide what those experiences mean. You can either let them define you as a victim, as someone who is broken, or you can let them refine you, strengthen you, prepare you for the extraordinary life that is waiting for you. There are people walking this earth right now who have been through things that would make most people curl up in a corner and never come out. They've lost children. They've survived abuse. They've overcome addictions. They've rebuilt their lives from nothing. They've faced diseases that should have killed them. They've been betrayed by everyone they trusted. And yet, they are not only surviving, they are thriving. They are living proof that you cannot be broken. Not if you don't choose to be. Because here's the secret. Breaking is a choice. Staying broken is a choice. I know that might sound harsh to some of you. I know some of you might be thinking, how dare you say that? I didn't choose this pain. And you're right. You didn't choose what happened to you. But you absolutely have a choice about what you do with it. You have a choice about whether you let it destroy you or whether you let it develop you. The divine intelligence within you is always working on your behalf. Always. even when you can't see it, even when you can't feel it, even when every circumstance in your life seems to be screaming that you are alone and abandoned and forgotten. In those very moments, there is something happening beneath the surface, something profound and powerful. You are being transformed. You are being shaped. You are being prepared for something that your current self cannot even comprehend. But you have to cooperate with this process. You have to stop resisting it. You have to stop fighting against the very things that are trying to help you grow. And most importantly, you have to stop telling yourself the story that you are broken. Because every time you repeat that story, every time you identify yourself as damaged goods, as someone who can't be fixed, as someone who will never be whole again, you are working against the natural healing power that exists within you. Your thoughts create your reality. This is not some new age mumbo jumbo. This is a fundamental truth of the universe. What you think about consistently, what you believe about yourself consistently, what you speak about yourself consistently, these things shape your experience of life. If you constantly think thoughts of brokenness, if you constantly believe you are damaged, if you constantly speak words of defeat, then that is the experience you will create for yourself. Not because you are actually broken, but because you are using the creative power within you to manifest an experience of brokenness. But here's the beautiful thing. You can change this right now, right this very second. You can decide that the story of brokenness is over. You can decide that from this moment forward, you are going to align yourself with the truth of who you really are. You can decide that you are going to cooperate with the divine intelligence within you instead of fighting against it. How do you do this? It starts with a simple shift in awareness. Instead of focusing on everything that's wrong, start focusing on what's right. Instead of obsessing over your wounds, start acknowledging your strength. Instead of rehearsing your traumas, start recognizing your resilience. You are not what happened to you. You are not your pain. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience, and nothing that happens in this temporary experience can touch the eternal truth of what you are. I want you to understand something crucial. God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, did not create you to be weak. You were not designed to fall apart at the first sign of trouble. You were created in the image and likeness of the divine, which means you have within you the same creative power, the same resilience, the same unstoppable force that creates galaxies and keeps planets in orbit and causes flowers to bloom and babies to be born. This power is your birthright. It's not something you have to earn. It's not something you have to prove yourself worthy of. It's already yours. It's already within you. You just have to stop blocking it with your limiting beliefs and your victim stories. When you were born, you didn't doubt yourself. You didn't question whether you were good enough. You didn't worry about what other people thought of you. You simply were. You expressed yourself freely. You cried when you needed to cry. You laughed when you felt joy. You reached for what you wanted without fear of rejection. You were completely connected to your source, to your true nature. And then, over time, the world taught you to doubt. It taught you to fear. It taught you to play small. It taught you that you needed to protect yourself, to build walls, to hide your true self because it wasn't safe to be who you really are. But those teachings were lies, and it's time to unlearn them. It's time to remember what you knew before the world told you who you should be. You are not here to play it safe. You are not here to shrink yourself down to make other people comfortable. You are not here to live in fear of being hurt or rejected or abandoned. You are here to express the fullness of who you are, to share your unique gifts with the world, to live a life that is authentically yours, not a life that someone else thinks you should live. And here's what I need you to understand. As long as you are breathing, as long as your heart is beating, you have the opportunity to do this. It is never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. It doesn't matter how broken you feel right now. This moment right now is a new beginning. This moment is the only moment you have. And in this moment you have the power to choose differently. The divine presence within you is not concerned with your past. It's not keeping score of your failures. It's not judging you for your mistakes. It is simply waiting for you to align with it, to remember who you really are, to step into the power that has always been yours. And when you do this, when you make this shift from identifying with your ego and your pain and your limited human self to identifying with your true spiritual nature, miracles begin to happen. Things that seemed impossible become possible. Doors that were closed begin to open. Resources that you didn't know existed begin to appear. People who can help you begin to show up in your life. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is the way the universe works. When you change your inner world, your outer world must change to match it. It's a law just as reliable as the law of gravity. When you stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as whole, when you stop identifying with your wounds and start identifying with your strength, when you stop living in fear and start living in faith, everything shifts. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying that you won't face challenges anymore. I'm not saying that life will suddenly become easy and that nothing bad will ever happen to you again. That's not how it works. What I'm saying is that you will have a different relationship with those challenges. You will stop seeing them as evidence that you are broken or that life is against you or that you can't handle things. You will start seeing them as opportunities for growth, as invitations to become stronger, as chances to prove to yourself just how resilient and powerful you really are. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to remember who you are. Every obstacle is an invitation to tap into the divine intelligence within you. Every moment of pain is a chance to choose faith over fear, love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, peace over chaos. And when you make these choices consistently, when you train yourself to respond to life from this place of inner strength and connection to Source, you become unstoppable. Not because nothing can hurt you, but because you know that nothing can break you. Let me share something with you. There have been times in my own life when I felt like I couldn't go on. Times when the pain was so intense that I wanted to give up. Times when I questioned everything I believed about myself and about life and about God. And in those moments I had a choice. I could either surrender to the pain and let it define me, or I could surrender to the divine presence within me and let it guide me through the pain to something greater. Every single time I chose the latter, every single time I trusted that there was something within me that was stronger than whatever I was facing, I came out on the other side, not just intact, but better than I was before. This is available to you too. Right now. You don't have to wait until you feel stronger. You don't have to wait until the circumstances change. You don't have to wait until you figure everything out. You simply have to make a decision to stop believing the lie that you are broken, a decision to start trusting the truth that you are whole, a decision to align yourself with the divine intelligence that has been keeping you alive all along. Here's something I want you to think about. If God or the universe or whatever you want to call this infinite intelligence brought you into existence, don't you think it has the power to sustain you? Don't you think it has the power to guide you? Don't you think it has the power to heal you? You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not too damaged to be saved. You are a deliberate creation of the divine, and you carry within you all the power and wisdom and love and strength that you will ever need to handle anything life brings your way. The problem is that most of us have been taught to look outside ourselves for this power. We've been taught that we need someone else to save us, to fix us, to make us whole. We've been taught that we are weak and helpless and that we need external validation and approval and support in order to survive. And while community and connection and support are beautiful things and can enhance our lives, they cannot give us what we can only give ourselves. They cannot make us whole. They cannot heal our deepest wounds. Only we can do that by connecting to the source within us, by remembering who we really are, by aligning with our true nature. When you really grasp this, when you really understand that everything you need is already within you, your entire life changes. You stop being dependent on other people's opinions. You stop giving your power away to circumstances. You stop living in fear of what might happen or what might be taken away from you. You start living from a place of inner security and peace and strength, knowing that no matter what happens on the outside, you are always connected to an infinite source of power and wisdom and love on the inside. This doesn't mean you become cold or unfeeling or disconnected from others. Actually, the opposite happens. When you are truly connected to your source, when you are living from this place of inner wholeness, you have so much more to give to others. You have so much more love to share. You have so much more compassion and understanding and patience, because you are no longer coming from a place of lack, trying to get your needs met through other people. You are coming from a place of abundance, overflowing with love and joy and peace that you want to share with the world. And here's another beautiful thing that happens. You stop attracting people and situations that reinforce your sense of brokenness. When you believe you are broken, when you identify with that story, you unconsciously attract people who will treat you as if you are broken. You attract situations that confirm your belief that you are damaged. But when you shift your identity, when you start seeing yourself as whole and powerful and connected to Source, you start attracting people and situations that reflect this new truth. You start attracting relationships that are healthy and supportive. You start attracting opportunities that align with your highest good. You start attracting experiences that help you grow and expand rather than experiences that keep you stuck in pain and suffering. This is not about denying your pain or pretending that difficult things haven't happened to you. This is about refusing to let those things define you. This is about understanding that you are so much more than your circumstances, so much more than your history, so much more than your current situation. You are an eternal spiritual being, temporarily inhabiting a physical body, having experiences that are designed to help you grow and evolve and remember the magnificent truth of what you are. Every single person who has ever lived has faced challenges. Every single person has experienced pain and loss and disappointment and heartbreak. The difference between people who thrive and people who barely survive is not that some people have it easier than others. The difference is in how they respond to what happens to them. The difference is in what they choose to believe about themselves and about life. The difference is in whether they align with their ego mind, which tells them they are victims and life is unfair and they are broken, or whether they align with their higher self, which knows that they are powerful and life is happening for them, not to them. And they are always whole and always capable of handling whatever comes their way. You have this choice right now. In this very moment, you can continue to live from the story of brokenness, or you can step into the truth of your wholeness. You can continue to identify with your wounds, or you can identify with your strength. You can continue to see yourself as a victim of life, or you can see yourself as a creator of your experience. The choice is yours. It has always been yours, and it will always be yours. God, Source, the universe, this divine intelligence that flows through all things, will never force you to be whole. It will never force you to be happy. It will never force you to step into your power. It will simply continue to hold space for you, continue to love you, continue to support you, continue to guide you, waiting patiently for you to remember who you are. And when you do remember, when you do make that choice to align with your true nature, you will understand what I've been saying all along. You will understand that you were never broken. You were just temporarily disconnected from your source. And the moment you reconnect, the moment you remember, everything changes. So I'm asking you today to make that choice. Choose to believe in your wholeness rather than your brokenness. Choose to focus on your strength rather than your weakness. Choose to trust in the divine presence within you rather than the fearful voice of your ego. Choose to see yourself as the powerful, magnificent, eternal being that you truly are, rather than the limited, damaged, helpless person that the world may have told you that you are. And as you make this choice, as you align with this truth, you will begin to notice changes in your life. Maybe not all at once, maybe not in the dramatic ways that you expect. But little by little, day by day, moment by moment, you will feel yourself becoming stronger. You will feel yourself becoming more peaceful. You will feel yourself becoming more confident. You will feel yourself becoming more alive. And you will realize that this is who you have always been, underneath all the fear and pain and doubt. This is your natural state. This is your birthright. You are not here to struggle through life, barely hanging on, just trying to survive until the end. You are here to thrive. You are here to create. You are here to love. You are here to express the unique gifts and talents and perspectives that only you can bring to this world. And you cannot do any of that if you are walking around believing that you are broken, believing that you are less than, believing that you are not enough. The truth is, you are more than enough. You have always been more than enough. You will always be more than enough, because you are made of the same substance as the divine. You are an expression of infinite intelligence and infinite love and infinite power. And nothing, absolutely nothing, that happens in this temporary human experience can change that fundamental truth about who you are. So stand up. Stand up right now in this moment and claim your power. Claim your wholeness. Claim your birthright as a child of the divine. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for circumstances to change. Stop waiting for permission to be who you really are. You don't need any of that. You never did. What you need is already within you. What you need has always been within you. And what you need will always be within you. God will not let you break. because breaking is not possible for a being made of divine essence. You can be bent, you can be tested, you can be challenged, you can be pushed to your limits and beyond, but you cannot break, not at your core, not at the level of your true self, not at the level of your soul. And once you truly understand this, once you truly accept this, once you truly live from this knowing, you become invincible. Not because nothing can hurt you, but because you know that nothing can destroy you. You know that no matter what happens, no matter how hard life gets, no matter how dark the night becomes, there is something within you that is eternal and unbreakable and always connected to the source of all life. This is my message to you today. This is what I want you to take with you from this moment forward. You are not broken. You have never been broken. You cannot be broken. You are whole, you are powerful, you are loved, and you are exactly where you need to be right now. Trust the process. Trust the divine intelligence within you. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't look that way from your limited human perspective. And most importantly, trust yourself. Trust the strength that has carried you this far. Trust the resilience that has helped you survive everything you've been through. Trust the wisdom that exists within you, waiting to guide you forward. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. The divine presence is with you always, in you always, as you always, and that presence will not, cannot let you break. So go forward from this moment with confidence. Go forward with faith. Go forward with the absolute knowing that you are supported by the entire universe. Go forward as the powerful, magnificent being that you truly are. And watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Because when you align with your true nature, when you remember who you really are, when you stop believing the lie of brokenness and start living the truth of wholeness, miracles become your new normal. You are unbreakable. You always have been. You always will be. And it's time for you to start living like it.